I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this. I am not staring. I work for the site. Are you familiar? Look, I have a lot. I don't normally Well, that's... There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long.
Mark my words. Someday I'll be...
Nothing says December quite like holiday chunks. But come January 1st, gourmet lovers have to wait a long 11 months until their next fix. Petition has reached 100,000 signatures, begging Chunks to operate year-round. The Chunks spokeswoman said, holiday Chunks require special ingredients we can only get during that magical time of year. Another derelict vessel has been found. All hands aboard were dead.
The Freestar Collective and the UC are still fighting the cold.
That impressive building is MAST, the Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. It stands as a symbol of the United Colonies.
Something to report. Hi, how you doing?
It's taken weeks of talking to get my wife to come here. The doctors better get...
There are a few injuries that can't be addressed here. If you walk in, you will almost assuredly walk out. Hey! Give that back! Welcome to Reliant. If you're in need of medical assistance or require supplies, I am sure we can accommodate you. I've heard of experiments like this. It's possible you have alien DNA sequences in your genome. Standard gene therapy procedure can remap these altered sections of code. It's perfectly safe, assuming you're interested.
Hold it right there. You're under arrest. You want to do this the hard way, huh? You see security. Give up now.
Enemy detected in the immediate vicinity.
USA Security! Get back here, now!
Should you find yourself in need, medical supplies are available for purchase at, if I may say, very competitive. Welcome to Reliant. Well, everyone knows Reliant, largest medical provider in the settled systems. They've spent decades advancing medical science with their research division, and have built an entire supply network to keep us all healthy. They've always been quite proud. Well, of course, New Atlantis is a... but we're well staffed. Well, you've certainly come to... you remain in good health.
Don't be stupid! Stop! Now! UC security! Stop right now! New Atlantis security!
The majority of citizens here in New Atlantis count on Reliant Medical.
Captain, Constellation will be waiting for you at the lodge.
We almost had to have an intervention to get my wife here.
New Atlantis security! Stop! You're making things harder for yourself! Surrender immediately!
Enemy damage received. Enemy damage registered. Violence significantly decreases one's life expectancy. It is a shame exploration requires so much. I do not feel pain, but I hear it is terrible. are trying to kill me. But I am not technically alive. You appear to be prioritizing our deaths over your own.
Stand down immediately! Stop in the name of the law!
More healthier, but I feel like getting it out.
Stop in the name of the law! Don't be stupid! Stop! Now!
Enhance is here for you, no matter your needs.
I heard that the Trade Authority deals in stolen goods, but
You found it. Oh my God, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. You have helped. Thank you so much. If
You're under
ever like
arrest!
to make
No
a change,
sudden moves!
You're up to the task.
We've got a live one here. Stand down now, or you will be neutralized! Ah, my eyes! Neutralize the target! Ah!
UC security! Get back here, now! UC security! Stop right now! UC security! Stop right now! Hey, come on! You had some chance. Ah! Ah!
The lodge is here in the city. How may I be of service?
Don't be stupid! Stop! Now!
Stop right there! UC security! UC security always gets you in the end. Remember that.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride. Huh. A lot of computer expertise in your file along with... Smiley.
I desire no company. Leave. I am a prisoner, trapped by a weak people who do not kill their enemies when they should. The Great Serpent called me to fight the unbelievers in the United Colonies. But I was ambushed, and my ship disabled. Now, I am here.
Captain, Constellation will be... Allow me to assist you with carrying your items.
How's the invest? Still have questions? Go ahead now. Let me know if you have any questions. How's the investigation going? UC security. Don't make any sudden moves. Why do I always get the dumb ones?
compromised. Exterior damaged. Exoskeleton damaged. Peace is no longer a viable option. Processors damaged.
I'm getting out of here!
Still have questions? Go ahead and ask.
Another day, another shift.
You're under arrest. No sudden moves. You're coming with us. We'll be taking...
Remember the Prince of Surprise? It was almost pure vodka.
That was one hell of a night.
Lucky you.
Welcome to Chunk. Thanks for choosing Chunks. I'm happy to...
Definitely better than the last Interceptor.
But why did they replace the hunter? I thought the actress was amazing.
She turned him down. She apparently signed on.
Hello.
New Atlantis security.
Life in New Atlantis moves pretty fast. I do my best to keep up.
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me? Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Private sector. Well, that's what we'll do.
Bulk items may require multiple levels of approval and can take up to several weeks for an official response. We apologize for any delay. Welcome to UC Distribution. Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it? Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we? I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly. Suit yourself. Back to it, then.
Problem? You have a nice day now. You know, I went to... Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks. They fly around like they own the settled systems. And they like to use old, abandoned facilities as outposts. You know, the ones left over from the colony war.
If it isn't my favorite almost a lab assistant. What can I do for you? Recent scans of the tree have suggested that a significant portion of the interior is liquefied. Obviously, some small percentage of its internal workings is always liquid to allow for the transfer of nutrients and so forth, but this? Oh, I've never seen anything like it. If it continues to increase, I'm concerned the entire tree may collapse. And I'm also worried about other secondary effects. Have I lost your attention? If the time comes, I will certainly attempt to alert the appropriate people in Mast. If I have more data, though, my concerns might carry some more weight. It's too soon to speculate. I'd very much like to see the additional data before I say more. I appreciate your confidence. The sooner I have all the available data, the sooner I can make an assessment. So you do? Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. Relief. Now, let's see. This is... well, it's... oh my. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once. Yes, it does feel good to be right. Particularly when others have attempted to convince you otherwise. Repeatedly. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in Mast at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
like us, less spacious. But then I realized my tank sprung a leak. I'm stuck. And the only place close enough to land.
Shayla.
So, what's the point?
Of what?
This? Is it some sort of art? A Zen garden? What?
It's a communal art installation. Supposed to.
Even an extra day.
With the consignment shop closed.
Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting for us. Captain, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now. And he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous. You really think we appear to have a visitor?
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't? Very well. This is a private organization dedicated to exploration. Space primarily, but also anomalies throughout the settled systems. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned, then we tend to have questions. Speaking of which, where is Barrett? Sarah Morgan, Chair of Constellation. That means anything you discussed with Barrett is my business. Now, if you would please answer my question. I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything? We think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point. So something did happen. Barrett mentioned a loss of consciousness last time he found an artifact.
There. Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
Gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others. And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves that...
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Godric?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours? We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us. Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal, another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now. Is there something wrong? You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, Why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? Hmm? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
Sarah's the best possible person running the installation at a time like this. Focused, no nonsense.
Bet you never expected to end up involved in something like this. Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us. Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation. I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but, you know, if the label fits. Not necessarily, no, but it does kind of have the hallmarks of one, doesn't it? I'm certainly not going to rule it out just yet. That sure lines up with everything else about these artifacts. It's all connected. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts. Second one was on Kazal, buried the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust? Take care of yourself.
So? Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line. Yes, you're right. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard. Yes, well, a stocked bar is a treat I think Constellation can afford. For now. But if you clean us out, you're on your own. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need. We're most well known for ship manufacture. no expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days. Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you? Well, clearly the sarcasm center of your brain is intact. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years. Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here. Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the Lodge home, as much as anywhere else. Until next time.
I hope Barrett makes it back to us. I know he gets into trouble all the time, and everyone just sort of accepts he'll be fine, but still.
Hello there.
That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noel. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
Right. Well then, keep up the good work.
Affirmative.
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this. Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon. He did. At the time, well, it's Barrett. We weren't sure if he was kidding around. Clearly, he wasn't. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people report in these situations. I'm not saying you didn't really see anything, just that it's really hard to determine after the fact. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right? Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet. Oh gosh, no, I mean that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us. Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition, I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're gonna be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands. There's a galaxy chock full of resources. The more data I have, the more thorough an analysis I can do. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep. Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour. Great, let's see what you have. Great, let's see what you have. Okay, let's take a... Great, let's see what you... Great, let's see what you have. Anything I can learn? Okay, let's take... Great, let's see what you... Anything I can learn from is a help. Great, let's see what you... Anything I can learn? Okay, let's take... Okay, let's take... Anything I can learn from is... Okay, let's take... Stay safe, okay?
I am at your service, Captain.
Great, let's see what... See you later.
curious feeling knowing that you've seen something that no one else has. That you know something. I've occasionally had my doubts about Goodbye.
I'm listening.
Feel free to help yourself at the bar. You're doing great out there.
It's been quieter around here ever since I got here. Anything I can learn from. Stay safe, okay?
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you. Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research. Captain, I will proceed to my...
Lately, I find myself spending more and more time here. Business has appealed to
Captain,
me,
hello.
this is
I am... There is room in my... The exploration of an unknown planet can be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment. The scan booster is the most obvious, as it will enable you to detect landmarks and other points of interest from further away. Beyond that, extractors will allow you to collect raw materials of various types, while fabricators enable the manufacturing. A particularly prosperous outpost may even warrant the construction of cargo links, allowing you to share resources between other outposts you have built. A planetary scan will reveal the presence of key inorganic resources, although rarer elements will be harder to find without training. And while a scan may detect the presence of life on a planet, you will have to analyze the native plants and animals yourself to know what compounds they produce. The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your ship's cargo. You may. I have no concept of privacy. It is impossible to read Barrett. He is neither a book nor a block of code. If you are asking for a summary of my observations on his behavior, I will provide one. No, I was manufactured by a machine. However, Barrett has modified my programming substantially. I have advanced linguistic capability and navigational skills. I warned him that I would require an extra millisecond to process information with his modifications, but he did not seem to mind. Apparently, my capacity for conversation makes me a more entertaining travel companion. My internal clock tells me that it has been years since Barrett and I began traveling together. I have traveled much of the settled systems in his company. Barrett has not shared many personal details with me. He finds me a poor conversation partner. Despite repeated attempts on his part, I do not understand the concept of gossip. I have only seen Barrett kill his enemies. If you do not number among them, I surmise it was accidental. What you are suffering from is likely a bad first impression. I suggest consulting Barrett on the issue at once. Barrett tells me a bad first impression is the hardest thing to break. I believe that is because he has never tried to break a diamond. Based on my understanding of Barrett, I believe he would be flattered by that assessment. I find you to be a more measured and logical captain than Barrett. It would be quite difficult for another human to be more reckless than him. My likelihood of expiration due to corporeal destruction has been significantly reduced since coming aboard your ship. You should consider this a success. You may ask me anything. I am programmatically incapable of keeping secrets. Constellation has seen to it that I possess a near-encyclopedic knowledge of human history, art, culture, and science. May I answer a question for you? I have been programmed to comprehend all modern and ancient human languages. The only exception is body language. My body is crafted from reinforced metal, and therefore incompatible with such forms of expression. Logically, I believe the correct answer to be the airplane, followed shortly by the computer. Humans could not have become a spacefaring species without them. Illogically speaking, I am inclined to believe that books were your greatest invention. I have spent a good deal of time processing works of science fiction. They make good case studies in how your species could have made a mess of its entry into the stars in different ways than you did in reality. I am looking at one. I hope that was a suitable response. Constellation did not equip me with a sense of humor. I have done my best to mimic Barrett's. This is a difficult question to parse. I do not experience enjoyment. However, I find that the music of ancient Japan has a pleasantly mathematical sound. The same is true of the works of European composers from the Baroque period. I have dedicated significant time to processing these compositions and understanding their structure. You are an exceptionally curious human. Constellation recovered me from an abandoned lunar robotics factory on Earth's moon, where I was manufactured. I am told I was in quite a state of disrepair. Barrett elected to refurbish me after the discovery. Since then, I have been reprogrammed to be useful to Constellation. Constellation is an exceptionally driven and intelligent group of humans. I would expect nothing less of them. I am powered by wheels and cogs. They are responsible for any ticking that emanates from me. That is a difficult question to parse. I do not experience human emotions such as enjoyment. However, I have been kept busy since Constellation acquired me. That satisfies my directive to be as helpful as possible for the duration of my existence. In a geographical sense, the Lodge cannot be missed. It is easily accessible from the New Atlantis spaceport. But I presume that you are using miss in this context to mean long for, in which case my answer is no. I long for nothing. Barrett, however, regularly complains about missing the Lodge's amenities during our travels. This has led me to the conclusion that it is a place worth missing. It would seem that spending an extended period of time in Barrett's company has resulted in an improved ability to calculate his speech patterns. Perhaps someday, I will also be capable of emulating yours. Based on our previous encounters, this does not surprise me. Lunar Robotics is a manufacturing company. They are most notable for creating Model A robots. Their headquarters was once located on Earth's moon. It was evacuated during the cataclysm that rendered Earth uninhabitable. Today, lunar robotics products are still found throughout the settled systems, myself included. Please do not hesitate to approach me with further questions.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else? Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do. I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways. We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel. I understand. You've been through a lot. Just let me know when. Whenever you're up for it. We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually. But a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising. We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together. A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to. You've done this before, eh? Wise words. If we watch each other's backs, we'll be fine. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry. You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have. Go ahead. Just don't take too long or my contact's information might go bad.
How can I be of service, Captain?
This really isn't a good place for civilians to be hanging around. There's something I can help you with? Yeah... I can't really just let you in there. The answer's still no. You don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing to talk about. I'm gonna need you to clear.
Watch for the engine blast, will you? They'll pull you right over.
By Vectera, by Vectera, by Vectera! I can't believe it! Is it you? Is it really, Captain of the Front? Oh, you are definitely the brightest, biggest star in... I have an eye for it, although at first. But now that I know it's you... But I changed my routine for... Oh, yes. Normally I start my day by drinking 4 cups of coffee and stuffing my face. But after being inspired by your... I ran and I ran. Imagine myself... Fade? Either way, it's... Hey, do you mind if I follow you around? Do you need a... What am I saying? You won't be... People say I need more hobbies. I need think talking about that dream right there.
Hey, try and be careful, okay? Don't want a ship landing. It's really not safe for civilians here.
Do you need anything? Your clothes clean, your boots polished, your mirrors shine.
hand as you enter the city. Please keep... Okay...
Yes? Yes? What?
Ever been to Sydney?
Hey there, new guy.
My brother
Good to
went.
see you again.
Oh, no way. I probably don't want to know. Oh, did you? Well, I know who to go to next time I need to renew my... Well, look, I can assure this will all be worth it. On top of that, I need some time to work on what comes next. See you around.
Another day, another credit.
Done deal. Our whole office is getting moved to
Hello? Not enough data. I can't file a report just based on this.
Reliant Medical wouldn't be half the corporation it is. Oh, our backlog of medical claims is astronomical. Put it all on data slates and I could build a bridge to Gagarin. I really do. No group has done more for humanity than the United Colonies, and it is gratifying to be a part of that. Keeping our citizens in good health is vital to our continued success. It is my pleasure to attempt to steer this lumbering bureaucracy towards doing something useful for its citizens, keeping them healthy. My background's in medicine, but I like to think I've graduated from helping one patient at a time to, well, all of them at once. Have a great day.
Back in the lab. Quiet, safe,
There are
secure.
so many different groups across the
Just how I
settled
like
systems, it's hard to keep up with all the work they're doing.
Howdy.
The things we do here, the tech we develop, benefits all of humanity.
Pardon.
Hey.
Excuse me.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Yes? What?
The security of the United Colonies is every citizen's responsibility, but we try and do the bulk of the work. Ah, right. You're Sergeant Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected. Oh, it wasn't a compliment. Just an observation. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis. Take the Nat to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi and the job's done. I'm the acting head of Aegis, the intelligence division here in Mast. I oversee all our active projects and agents in the field, and I'm afraid... No. My parents would never have been so presumptuous. Every agent who joins Aegis gets to choose a pseudonym, pending approval, of course. I chose this for myself when I signed on. I have, of course, since learned that I am not nearly as smart as I thought I was as a younger man. I suppose none of us are. We're the intelligence arm of the United Colonies. Think of it this way. UC Security responds to threats. It's Aegis's job to anticipate and prevent them. You really should know better than to ask for classified intel. What is this, your first day on the job? Don't worry, I'm just giving you a hard time. I still can't tell you what's in the bag. All you really need to know is that we're here. Our main priority is the safety and security of the city. We keep an eye on. That is a word that has been used, both for good. You get used to it after a while. Good luck with the mission.
Excuse me. Defense Research has about a dozen active contracts right now. We'll see which ones pan out.
If you bump into the President, can you remind her that I'm still waiting for approval on the dispensary funding? Oh, I'm kidding. Don't actually do that.
Howdy.
Okay. Hello.
It's never easy, you know. The UC's fleet must be the... We can't... I served my time in the fleet. But were I a younger man, I'd be back out there now.
Hey. Academy's got a good batch coming through this year.
I know there are those. Civil discourse is the best way to advance human society. I'm just here in case it doesn't work. A necessary precaution.
The safety of the citizens of Newark. Do yourself a favor. I recognize. You know what separates the UC from the rest of the universe? Law and order. Makes all the difference.
The United Colonies are ensuring the security of the... If you have... As always, we're fully committed to the ongoing success of the United Colonies. We're doing all we can.
Yes? Never a dull moment. The den needs another supply shipment? Really?
Pardon?
Someone go get help! Please!
I'm not going down.
Yes?
I'm afraid I don't have time to talk now, citizen.
Hey! Give that back!
You're making things... UC security, you're under arrest. I've got special orders. You're coming with... I've been authorized to inform you that you're being transferred to the UC Vigilance. You'll find out more when you get there. Other than that, I'm not in... We have orders to transport you and your vessel to your final destination, the UC. Any deviation from those orders on your part will be considered an... Have it your way! Stand down now, or you will be neutralized.
Sometimes I feel a bit guilty, sitting behind a desk, deciding the fate of others.
I recognize that some may find our security protocols unreasonable. I am unfazed by their concerns.
I'm afraid I don't have time to talk now, citizen.
Evening, sir.
Hello.
Appointments only.
Okay. Hello.
Pardon?
The UC's success? It's hard to do this job. Sometimes. It's no secret that at any given time, I have 3 ambassadors who all want completely opposing things from the United Colonies.
Hey.
Yes, what?
You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn. Into one of those.
What do we got here? Another applicant to the UC Vanguard? Interested in doing some good? Glad to hear it. Signing up simple. All you've got to do is pass a fight exam and make it through 1 probationary mission and you're in. We'll have you working your way to UC citizenship in no time. We're the United Colonies Volunteer Fleet. Any captain can join, regardless of origin. Get to fly your own ship and earn credits as you help the people in the most distant reaches of the United Colonies, all while earning your way to UC citizenship. Put in the time, and citizenship is guaranteed. Well, other than becoming a member of the greatest faction in the galaxy, you'd get access to discounted services on any UC world, credits to help you get on your feet. You'd even be able to buy property right here in New Atlantis. Citizenship unlocks it all, and signing up for the Vanguard is the fastest way to earn it. Vanguard work is as needed. When we've got jobs, we'll make them available to you. But the work itself, well, it runs the gamut. Sometimes you might be hunting down hostile ships on behalf of the UC Navy, or you might be called up to help the Science Division clean up some invasive species. Hell, we've even been asked to help take on the occasional terramorph. And sometimes we just need cargo support. Not every job's glamorous. The Vanguard only gets called in for the ones where there's a chance of seeing action. Wherever the UC needs us, the Vanguard is there. Sorry to hear it.
Welcome to Mast. If you have an appointment, you may proceed inside. Wait, you're on the wanted list. I've got special orders. You're coming with me. Prepare for immediate transport to our vessel. I've been authorized to inform you that you're being transferred to the UC Vigilance. You'll find out more when you get there. Other than that, I'm not at... Have it your way.
UC security, stand down! Target identified!
Just one. Looks like you've got some fines to clear up. I've got special orders. You are coming with me. Prepare for immediate transport to our vessel. I've been authorized to inform you that you are being Other than that, I'm not at the... We have orders to transport you. Any deviation from... Have it your way. UC security, give up now!
My family never had any love for the UC after the Colony War. Probably this one.
2240, House Varun forces declared all-out war on the rest of human civilization, initiating the Serpent's Crusade. For the next 23 years, thousands of Freestar, UC, and independent souls were killed by agents of House Varun in the name of their serpent god. It was only with the death of their founder in 2263 and the succession of his heir, Jarek, that House Varun finally sued for peace. There remains, however, select members of House Varun who refuse to recognize the cessation of hostilities their leaders established. Even after House Varun's mysterious disappearance, these zealots remain a threat to all who encounter them. Their pacification, a goal of all space. The Freestar Collective was initially founded in 2188, when the citizens of Aquila banded together with the pleasure city of Neon in mutual defense. But in 2194, after the deployment of a UC medical star station in orbit around their world, the citizens of Narion also requested to join the collective. The resulting rise in tensions between the Freestar Collective and UC culminated in the settled system's first intergalactic conflict, the Narion War. Despite a decisive victory by the UC, the colonies permitted the citizens of Narion to join the collective, forming the basis for the fiercely independent union that persists to this day. It was only in 2230 that the faction known as House Varun first made contact with the rest of the settled systems. Founded by the passengers of a colony ship that had left New Atlantis and disappeared.
One of my slates said terramorphs can control people's minds.
This thing's like an
that can't
artist's
be true.
rendition, right? No animal can be this ugly in real life.
After the devastation wrought by the Colony War, the UC and the Freestar Collective came together to ratify a treaty that became known as the Armistice. Both sides agreed to a vast reduction in standing forces, and that xeno-weapons and mech warfare would be outlawed. All related research was sealed away, accessible only in cases of dire emergency. But the Collective had another demand, that the active commanders of the UC military stand trial for their actions. The United Colonies, in the interest of peace and galactic security, agreed. In 2311, 3 United Colonies senior officers were found guilty. Commander Henry Durant, General Indira Rastogi, and Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, known better as Ve Victus. All were sentenced to death for their actions, bringing the colony war to a close and returning peace to the galaxy at long last.
You looking for the exam room? Just down the hall. Try not... Look, please don't touch the... Try not... Look, I'm not supposed to be giving opinions on this stuff. The UC's in a lot better hands these days than back when they signed the armistice.
I bring her here almost every day.
I've probably got every display in this place memorized at this point.
Welcome to Mast. If you haven't... Yes? You needed something? Most of Mast's employees have extensive training in their... But if you're interested in joining the UC, Commander Tuala of the Vanguard is just on the far side of the room. The Vanguard's open to... This is Mast. The beating... I'm one of Mast's resource officers. And that any rule-breaking is... Enjoy your time in New Atlantis.
How's the investigation going? Still have questions? Nicely done. That being said, my luck seems to be... We've gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign? Well, I have you now, so I probably won't hire another person for a while. Anyway, here's your payment. Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer.
I desire no company. Leave.
Hey, no funny stuff with that. People joke. Say those Varun zealots worship a snake. But let me tell you, it ain't a snake. It's some kind of celestial being. They call it the Great Serpent. Is it real? Hell if I know. But they think it is. And that makes them dangerous. Been up there, huh? Space? Must be cool.
Do not